Hello and welcome to our viewers across New Zealand and Australia. I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us. We are tracking another change this week. It's a cooler one to begin with in New Zealand anyway, while Australia, they've got the warming up going on. So last week it was a little bit the other way around with the southerly blowing into some parts of Aussie while we had the subtropical northerlies. Now it is the other way around. They've got the subtropical northerlies coming down, or at least the northerly flow down their eastern side. And over in New Zealand, we've got the more refreshing southerly, southwesterly that has blown away most of the smoke. It's cleared up the air, it's dropped the temperatures back to normal in most places, plus or minus a degree or two. So let's have a look at the latest smoke tracking. Look at this. It is well north of us at the moment, and the change that's just come through over New Zealand, the southerly or southwesterly, has really helped clear up our skies. Now there's an anticyclone out in the Tasman Sea. That means the winds go anti-clockwise, and that's why you're starting to see the winds sliding down the coastal side of Australia down towards Tasmania, and that actually sets up the airflow that's coming in towards New Zealand in the next couple of days. The air quality around New Zealand, we are back to green, back to good nationwide. We did go into the yellow zone around central New Zealand at the weekend, and at the end of last week, Auckland and some northern areas as a result of that pollution from Australia. So hopefully you're finding you can breathe a little bit clearer as you go through your Monday. So let's take a look at the week ahead, because we do have this cooler change. So temperatures tonight will be down, at least across the South Island, below average tonight. And by the way, North Islanders, you get it tomorrow night. So everyone gets a bit of a cooler change. Although tonight, still a bit mild for northern or northeastern New Zealand, but the South Island showing that cooler southerly change. So Tuesday, by the way, that's when it does cool down a bit for the North Island. You'll see there's an easterly flow. It's really a sou'easter coming around. So Hawke's Bay, Gisborne, coastal Wairarapa, you will be a bit cooler on Tuesday and into Tuesday night. We've got this low stuck next door in the tropics or subtropics. It's not doing much, it's very weak, and the big high in the Tasman is more powerful. So it's going to hold that, we think, in place, but because it is stuck there, it'll help to produce a bit of a southeast wind flow, maybe a little bit of cloud at times. That might be high cloud for some areas, or you might get a bit more lower level cloud and see a light shower or two. The South Island, mostly dry. On Wednesday, similar setup. You've still got high pressure parked to the west, a little bit of weak low pressure parked out to the east. That could just drive in a few showers around Gisborne and East Cape, and a very weak front comes into around Fiordland, maybe a shower or two into Southland, but it will not be much. On Thursday, very similar setup again. This week, as you can see, we're not really under a high or a low. We're sort of in between the two. The high parked in the Tasman, though, with the anticyclonic winds, that will start to pull down warmer airflows into the South Island as early as Tuesday, actually. But you will be getting it as we move through into Thursday, and a few more showers lining up, maybe one or two heavy ones over into the Otago side of things, and one or two showers up here around Eastern Bay of Plenty, and the ranges may also be heavy with that system nearby, plus afternoon heating. And we end the working week with a cold front that is moving into the country. So a change comes to the South Island, windier conditions moving in nationwide. The high that's been in the Tasman doesn't change much. It weakens a little bit though on Friday, and it gets pushed northwards. So we are going back to a bit of a spring-like change, which does happen in December, quite normal, but you'll find that the North Island is mostly dry. That rain does come back to the west coast with a couple of heavy falls. And our final map for Saturday shows that front disintegrating into the North Island. It is worth noting that the next 7 days leans drier than average everywhere except for the southern half of the west coast and parts of Southland, because parts of Southland will have showers, but not all of Southland. And further north, dry, and fronts just fall apart at this time of the year when you've got high pressure parked on the back doorstep there, or front doorstep. So either way, we do have a fairly dry week. It's a little bit unsettled. There'll be a wee bit of cloud, bit of a breeze blowing around, because we're stuck in between those highs and lows at the moment. Next week looks remarkably similar as well. That is all from me. We'll see you again tomorrow with the latest.